20th of March, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
It's explained. Well, therefore, but bottom line, okay, right? Well, Papa said, okay, but Tamor, Rav, Simi, Shay, say, Rav Papa said, Omar Rav, Wakor. I'm saying it was Rav Simi Bar Achi who said it. Imre Kadei, and some say it was Kadai. Rishor, Bimatsisor. The first part of the Mishnah says, this one says I found it, refers to the case of a found object. We see four, Bimikor, Umimbar, whereas the latter part of the Mishnah, this one says, it's all mine, refers to the case of buying and selling. It's a revor, and it was necessary for the Mishnah to state its ruling in regard to both cases of dispute. Next page. For it was the Mishnah had stated only the case of a found object.
You do you want to do the Rashi before turning the page here?
Top page.
Yeah, we don't. Let's see Rashi over here. This is not really. This needs to be explained. What Rav Papa is saying here. This is not clear at all. What's the problem? The problem was the Gemora's question was, we're not talking about we're not talking about one case over here. We're talking about two cases. So the Gemora's question is, there's two cases in the Mishnah, not one case.
Mm-hmm.
And what is Rav Papa saying? He's saying, well, the first part of the Mishnah is talking about Metzia, and the second part is talking about Memkar. One part of the Mishnah is talking about a found object, and the other part is talking about an object that was purchased. How is that explaining that presumably Rav Papa is coming to defend? Is he not coming to defend what the Gemora's original assertion was? Is that it's one case and there's two claims that each party to the case is making? But that's not what he's saying. He sounds like he's saying it sounds like he's agreeing with the questioner who says they're two separate cases. So this is what needs explanation. Is Rav Papa coming to agree with the questioner, or is he coming to defend what the Gemara has been saying up until now, that in fact it is all one case? What is Rav Papa doing? It's not clear from the words that he's saying in the Gemara, not to me. So we need Rashi to explain this.
Who's saying it's a found object and a bought object? Who's saying it's two cases?
Rav Papa is saying that the Reish is talking about Metzia and the Seif is talking about Mekach or Memka. That's Rav Papa.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
It seems to me that Rav Papa is agreeing with the supposition that it's two cases. The supposition is it's got to be two cases because of the way it's worded. And Rav Papa says, yeah, it's two cases, and the two cases are I found it, a lost object, and a sale.
No, so he's trying to give a reason why it's two cases.
I mean, we don't.
No, it's already gave the reason why. He's just confirming what the cases are.
No, it said there are two cases. He's saying that was arguing before. Why did you have to say both? Now he says that you need both because there were two different cases, and he's explaining what the two cases are. And the Gemara is going to have to try to explain why you can't learn one case from the other case. We have to figure out the two cases on. You want to read that Rashi, Lou, and see if it gives insight into it? The last Rashi on the page, on the stuff?
What did Katani Mitzoseha?
Okay.
Mekach u'machar, and buying and selling. The last Rashi on the page.
Umechach umachar. You want me to read that, Rabbi?
Yeah.
Kinisi miyad ploni uduka mekach umachar. Who? He acquired it from the hand of Ploni, and it's a case of business. The Amrinan.
What is Davka, which is actually, it's Davka. It actually is Mekach u'mechar, buying and selling.
It's Dafka specifically. It's mechach. It's business.
Mm-hmm.
Damrinan, yachloku bishvua deika lememar shenehem kenaihu uleshnehem nech ratza. That we say that there's a disagreement about the oath, that there is to say both of them acquired it, and both of them, I don't know what this word nechratza.
Ratza, want.
One?
It's one. Yeah, Rotza. They both want.
Oh, want. And they both want. Hamochar. They both want to buy it?
Yeah, like a sale. They want the sale to go through. They both want to buy it, so to speak. Yeah.
Aval,
Okay,
Omer, Ani,
okay.
Ar Gicha. This one says, what's Argicha?
I wove it. It's some type of in other words, we're talking about this talus. So he said,
I wove it. I made it.
I made it, yeah.
Vizeh Omer, Ani Argocha. And this one says, I wove it. Lo Yachluku Divadai Chad Meinaihu Ramai Hu V'taha Monachas Ad Sheyavo Alehu.
Eliyahu.
Until Eliyahu comes. So this one says I made it, and this one says I made it, and this one says I'm sorry, and I made it, and they're not arguing that certainly one of them is a liar. And we let it rest until Eliyahu comes.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So
I'm
Rashi,
not clear what I just said.
okay, Rashi just explaining what it means in the case of the Sefer is referring to Mekach Memkar. The Sefer is referring to where the claimant said Kulu Shali. Each claimant says Kulu Shali. Two people holding on to the talus, and each one is saying Kulu Shali. That's the case of the Sefer. And Rav Papa is in the Gemora is saying that is referring to when he says Kulu Shali, it's referring to a case of Mekach Memkar. It's a case of a dispute over who bought it, says Rashi. So Rashi said that Kanise miyad Ploni. It was bought from Ploni, and Rashi points out that Dafka Mekach Memkar hu de Amrinin Yachloko b'Shvua, specifically and exclusively in the case where it's a matter of purchasing the item from the seller. That's where the Mishnah says that we're going to divide the item between the two of them. We're going to portion it between them if they both make a shvua that it's theirs. The ikla meimar, because in that event it's possible to understand that both of them actually made an acquisition of the talus from the buyer, rather from the seller. Ulishnehem nisratza hamocher, and to both of them, the mocher refers to the seller of the talus. He was amenable to sell it to both of them. Maybe at different times. I don't know. Maybe at the same time. And Rashi doesn't go into that, how it works out that the mocher was nisratze and made amenable to want to sell it to both of them. Does he mean to say that they were both there at the time? They're both saying, "Sell it to me, sell it to me," and he says, "I'll sell it to you," and each one paid him, and each one grabbed it. So that would, I guess, it's something like that. But Rashi's saying the din that it says in the Mishnah of Yachloku with a shvua, the Beis Din is going to divide it amongst these two claimants, provided they make a shvua to their claim that is in fact all theirs, because each one is saying he owns it exclusively. So we'll divide it. That's only when they're coming with a story like that they say, "I bought it from the seller." But, says Rashi, it's not talking, the Mishnah is not talking about a case where each one holds on to the talus and says, "I'm the one that made this talus. I'm the one that made this talus," right? Because that case is not a plausible case to say that they both honestly believe that they made the talus. Only one of them made the talus. The other person is what Rashi calls a ramai. He is a con artist, and he's taking advantage. So therefore, we don't know which one of them is the ramai, but we know that one of them is, because it's not plausible that they both made the talus together. It doesn't make any sense. One of them made the talus, and the other one is a ramai, and he's claiming that he made the talus. So in such an event like that, the Beis Din knows that one of them is a ramai, and he doesn't entitled to any part of the talus whatsoever because he's a ramai. So then the Beis Din will not say split it if you both swear. In this case, Rashi says the din would be that the Beis Din will put it aside in their special room for items that they didn't distribute the item to anybody, and we'll wait for Eliyahu Navi to come and tell us who's the true owner of this talis.
But how does that fit into the Mishnah? It doesn't say anything about waiting for Eliyahu. It says we divide.
So therefore, Rashi is saying the case which the Mishnah says that you divide with a shvua is only the case where they're both making a claim that they bought it from the seller. But we're not going to say divide it if they both make a claim that it's all mine because I wove it myself. Right?
I'm
Clear?
confused. Can you say that again?
Okay, the Mishnah says in the Sefer that when the both of them say Kulu Shali,
Right.
the Beis Din says, what's the din? Yachloku with a shvua. We have both of them swear that no less than half belongs to them, because that's what we're going to give to them if they both swear, and they'll divide it, and they'll divide it, and like that. That's what the Mishnah means when it says that the Beis Din is going to divide the disputed talis. But in a case which is, it's also really a case of mekach or memkar. It's a case of business dealings or whatever. But it's in a different type of a claim that the two parties are making. Both parties are holding on to the talis, and neither one of them is saying I bought it from Ploni. They're saying I made the talis. Each one is saying I made this talis, and the other one is saying no, I made this talis. That's what they mean. That's the background to the case where they're both saying in the Sefer Kulu Shali, the whole talis belongs to me. Why? Because I made it. And the other one says, no, the whole talis belongs to me because I made it. If that's if a case like that, Rashi says the Mishnah is not talking about, because Rashi says the din in such a case would be that we put the talis on the side and wait for Eliyahu to tell us what's the din on this talis.
All right, so my question is, if the Mishnah is not talking about the case where he says I wove it, and he says I wove it, then why is Rashi even mentioning that case? It's irrelevant.
Well, we shouldn't think that it is talking about that case, right?
Why would we?
Because it says the Sefer is talking about mekach memkar, and this would be a type of a claim based upon mekach memkar. It's mine. Why? Not because I found it, but because I didn't purchase it, but I made it. That's a claim in the category of cases called mekach memkar, as opposed to I found it.
Okay. I think I get it. So what Rashi is really telling us is this is a case where the two people both say, I bought it from Ploni.
In the case of,
we don't know who's telling the truth. It's possible that they both are telling the truth and they both think they bought it from Ploni. Maybe they both bought it at the same time. Maybe they were both in the store and they had separate conversations. I don't know. However they did it, the court says, okay, we're gonna make you swear and we're gonna divide it in half.
Right. Because it's plausible, says Rashi, Ulishnehem nisratza hamocher. Plausible to say that the mocher was amenable to selling it to both of them.
Right.
And so since it's plausible, and it fits with the claims that they're both of them saying, so then Rashi says that's the case, that the Mishnah says that the Beis Din will divide it, provided they swear, because it's plausible that that's the story that happened, in fact. But says Rashi, in a case where they come and they tell us, I made it, and he says, no, I made it. That's not a plausible case. Not a plausible case to say that both of them are honestly and correctly asserting that they're entitled to the talus. They're not honestly and correctly asserting that they're entitled to the talus. Not both of them. One of them is, but what can we do? The other one is not, and we don't want to, and we don't know which one of them is the truth one, because we can't. There's no witnesses. It's just his word and his word. There's no witnesses. So what do we do in that case? We don't want to divide it, because we'd be giving half of the talus to an imposter, to a liar. We don't want to do that. And so therefore Rashi says in that case, we do not, and therefore that's not the case. That's not the case of Mekach HaMemchar that the Gemora is explaining, that the Mishnah is referring to in the Seifa. Now, after having said all of that, this Rashi is very, well, I'm not blaming Rashi. Rashi, I guess he didn't have the problem that I have with this Gemora. But to Rashi, it was all very clear what Rav Papa is doing over here. But Rashi's not addressing himself at all to the problem that I said. Is Rav Papa agreeing with the questioner, or is Rav Papa saying something which is an answer to the questioner, and saying that at the end of the day, it is talking about two cases, like the Gemora originally said. So Rashi's not helping us out. So we're going to have to think about this. What exactly is this? What's exactly happening over here?
Is it possible that so far we're talking about both claimants making the same claim about the one talus? What if it means that, or is this possible? Or if we mentioned this, I don't remember, I don't know. That the person who says I saw the talus, it's all mine, and the one who says it's my talus, I made it, are both referring to the same talus.
First of all, it's clear that according to Rashi, the Mishnah is not talking about the case where they claim I made it. So that case falls out. That case is not here. Okay. It's not in the discussion. That's what Rashi is pointing out to us. We shouldn't incorrectly think that case has anything to do with what the Gemora or the Mishnah is talking about.
Okay, sorry about that. But what I'm asking is that maybe they're making this two different claims about the same object. One says I claim it because of this reason, and the other one says no, I claim it because of this reason. So they're not both claiming the same claim about the object.
No, but the Mishnah says very clearly, the Reisha says they both say the same claim. No, and in the Sefer they both say the same claim.
All right.
Right, but
There's
the
two
phrase,
people making the same claim.
Okay.
correct, but the phrase, Ze Omer
Yeah.
occurs 4 times. And the Gemora is saying it doesn't need to occur 4 times. The reason it occurs 4 times is because it's 2 cases. If it was 1 case, then it would only occur twice. And Rev Papa is saying, yes, I agree with you. In fact, I'll clarify that the 2 cases are, first of all, a lost object, and second of all, Mechacha Memchar. And all Rashi's doing is saying, yeah, and what's the Mechacha Memchar? It's the case where they both bought it from one person.
Mm. Um, what I don't know. I mean I don't know. 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 I'm not sure why that would be necessary. I mean, the Gemora's question is very clear and very strong. What Rav Papa would be adding to the discussion if he's simply coming to say, "I agree with the questioner." I don't know why there's nothing. If they're just simply coming to agree, then I don't know what the purpose of that would be.
I think we missed a Rashi. Let me read the footnote. If the Mishnah had been referring to a single case in which each litigant claims, I found it and it's all mine, it should not have stated the second claim separately, prefacing that claim as well with the words, this one says. Rather, the Mishnah should have simply stated, this one says, I found it and it's all mine. And this one says, I found it and it's all mine. And now it's quoting Rashi, it's saying Rashi says, it's getting this all from Rashi.
Okay.
So maybe there's a previous Rashi that we didn't read.
No, that note should be corresponding to the questioner in the Gemora who says mi matzi samar. Can you really say chadaktani that what we have here in the Mishnah is one case and 2 parties, and each one of them is making two statements. They're both of them are saying it's one case, and they're both saying ani matzasiya v'kulu sheli. I found it and it's all mine. Because as the Art Scroll explained, it doesn't fit into the language of the Mishnah. The language of the Mishnah is very clear that it's not talking about one case. It's talking about 2 different cases. One case is where 2 claimants made the claim of ani matzasiha, and the other case, the second case, is the Seifa is talking about where 2 claimants came with the talis, and their claim was kula shali. They both said kula shali. So according to that, we got 2 cases in the Mishnah, and we don't have one. And that's very clearly the simple, straightforward interpretation of the words in the Mishnah. So, what is Rav? If Rav Papa was just coming and say, yeah, I think that's correct, because why? This is saying he's saying Ani Matzasiya, and he's saying Kulu Shali, because he's talking about a case of finding it, and he's talking about a case of a purchase of a business issue. Who owns it? Not because he found it; it's for some other way that he owns it. So what? It's totally it's really not. It wasn't what we were bothered by. It wasn't what we were bothered by. What do you have to say about the questioner's question? That's what we want to know. What is Rav Papa saying? If he's saying something, he's got to be saying something about what the questioner said. How is just to say, oh yes, I agree with the questioner? I mean, you should have some introductory words to the words of the Gemora when it says Amar Rav Papa. It should say something to the effect of, and the Gemora now answers the questioner, or something like that. Then you'll see very clearly that from the words of the art scroll that Rav Papa is coming to respond and answer the question.
Right.
Is that what it says?
That's what the Gemara is saying. The art scroll is saying it. Before Rav Papa talks, it says the Gemara therefore explains. Rav Papa is giving an answer to try to what he thinks to explain the Mishnah. He's explaining the Mishnah.
Exactly.
As being two cases. One case is the finding case, and one case is the buying case, and that's how he gets out of the problem. You know that the buying case is one thing, and the and the buying is another thing. But in each case, he says in both cases, though, the answer is that we yachloko. You do divide it up. You do call you. That's how we solve both problems.
Well, so according to that, Rav Papa is not coming to defend what the Gemora's pshat in the Mishnah was up until now. He's also on the side of the questioner.
Correct. All he's doing is explaining, based on what Phil just said. The art scroll says the Gemora therefore explains. Rav Papa said. Rav Papa is explaining how what the questioner said can make sense. And if we look after Rav Papa's statement, it says tzricha. So now it's going to clarify why both statements were needed.
Right, and that we're going to have to do tomorrow because it's going to take time. Why you need two cases? Why you don't learn just one case from the other? Why you have to list it as two different cases?
Right. So that's going to just continue with the presumption that the questioner is correct.
Okay. Very good.
You will.
Very unsatisfying, but very good.
All right.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Why do we need Rav Papa to tell us that? I do not know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tomorrow's a fast day.
All the best,
right?
everybody.
Tomorrow's
Yeah,
a fast day.
Alan, are you coming today?
Yes.
All right, I'll see